Don't let other people's opinions stop you. If you're struggling to get on YouTube because you're afraid of what other people think, then stick around because I have some solutions to your problem. Okay, so recently one of my subscribers left a comment on my channel about the fear of showing up on YouTube because of what other people will think. You know, what their parents will think, what their boss will think, what their friends will think. She was saying, or kind of implying that that was holding her back. And I know that's holding a lot of people back. And it all, I think, boils down to fear. And to that, I would say, don't let someone else's opinion dictate your life. I truly believe that. I believe that we are each on this earth for a purpose. We're all individuals. We're all beautiful beings. We all have a unique, thumbprint and unique talents and skills that are purposely given to us to help others thrive. So letting other people dictate your future completely misdirects your path in life, in my opinion. And I think that it is a common problem. And I think that the problem is because of how we were raised, especially Gen Xers. The reason I say especially Gen Xers is because we were raised to be quiet, to behave, to respect our elders, to not speak up, to basically be seen and not heard. By living in a world where your opinion doesn't matter, where you as a person can't speak your opinion, where your parents are outside external figures, opinions form your life, and if you don't obey those opinions, your life is painful, really causes this disconnect between knowing yourself and loving yourself and looking to others for your love and looking to others for your approval. Because if you love yourself and you have self-respect and confidence in yourself and know yourself, you don't need other people to approve what you're doing. You don't need other people to tell you it's good or bad, right? But from day one, when we are born, we are told that's good, that's bad. This is right, that is wrong. Therefore, growing up in those sorts of conditions, you condition yourself, again, to look for love externally, to look for approval externally. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And even though you might want to do something different, you didn't do it as a child because either you were slapped or beaten or yelled at or ignored or whatever the case may be from your upbringing, I don't know. But you probably weren't put on a pedestal for your opinions. I guess is my point. And when that disconnect happens, when you lose that connection with yourself, then you also lose your connection with your self-confidence, with your self-worth, with your self-love, because you are, like I said, seeking for it externally. And I think that in order to get over this hurdle of worrying about what others think, it comes back to self-love. And I know self-love, self-compassion, all that stuff is so annoying, like especially to Gen Xers, where we're taught to put everything under the rug, don't talk about it, just, put your head down, move forward, keep going, don't cry, that sort of stuff. It's really hard for us to actually talk about those things. And I think that that's what needs to happen. You need to have a conversation with yourself about what do I really want? Why do I want this YouTube channel? And what am I afraid of? Why does so-and-so's opinion matter so much that it's going to stop me from living my dream? And another thing I think is really important to ask yourself too is, do you want to be around people that don't support you or that make fun of you when you try something new or when you're trying to better your life, step out of your comfort zone, be bigger than you are? And that's already scary in itself. And then you have these people that are actually pushing you down, not lifting you up. Do you want that type of person in your life? I think it's a really valid question and one to actually consider that we don't tend to consider. I recently wrote a book about finding yourself and stepping into who you are and becoming independent, confident person so that you can follow your dreams. It's written from a shamanic journeying perspective, so it's quite spiritual and woo-woo. But in that book, I mention I think it's chapter 6, about how I had to let go of some people in my life that were really close to me in order to grow. Because when you hold on to people that are hurting you, your energy is drained, your mind is constantly worrying about them, part of your brain is trying to do work, and part of your brain is constantly running on guilt or feeling bad or worrying about what that person's thinking or worrying about whatever, but that energy is draining from you. And once I let go of those types of relationships, once I said no more, I'm done. If you don't want to be a positive light in my life, I'm not going to have you in my life. I did that and had the courage to stand up and do that. Everything changed. I'm going to get emotional. It is a really hard thing to do, especially with close people like relatives or parents or siblings or whatever, partners, I don't know. But once you release that, it's like the burden of so much of your life is lifted off your shoulders. You then become invigorated with this new energy source, and you are able to produce so much more. When I let go of that person in my life, and you'll have to read the book to find out who it is, I produced a book. In 2 months, I wrote a book, a full book, and I published it on Amazon. And my life completely transformed. I decided to come back to YouTube. I decided to redirect my life. I decided to no longer do design and architecture. Even though I got laid off, it was like everything was crashing down in my world at that time, but it was all pushing me towards something good. But back to this part about having the confidence to not care about what people think. The other thing I want to say about people who are judging you or who are making fun of you or giving you a hard time, or the people that you're worried about seeing this, sometimes they might surprise you and they might be supportive, and you just in your head you assume they wouldn't be. But if they're not supportive, it's most likely that those people are incapable of doing what you're doing. And the reason they are being so hard on you is because they're jealous of you and they want to do what you're doing, but they can't. So it's actually, they don't have a problem with you or what you're doing. They have a problem with themselves. And I think that that's what we need to remember, that their drama is their problem, and you focus on you. You do you. You do what you want to do with your one life to live, and you do it as best as you can. I want to see your content. I'm constantly using YouTube to better myself. I'm constantly typing in questions into YouTube. I use YouTube every day to help me do something, to help me learn a new recipe, to help me get ideas for my kids. I do everything on YouTube. Instead of thinking about the people that are going to insult you or make fun of you or tease you or whatever, I would rather you focus on the people that you're not helping by not being on YouTube. I don't know what it is you want to do on YouTube, but let's say you were a single mom for many years and you survived and you thrived, right? And you want to share those tips with single moms right now. Just imagine that person that could have your advice, that could have your wisdom from your life lived, yet you're not giving it to them. It would be like walking down the street and seeing a single mom struggling so hard with her kids, looking so worn out, so tired, maybe tears are in her eyes, and you could help her, but you just walk by. That's what I want you to think about more than worrying about the people who are putting you down, right? Because that is your purpose in life. You are here to help. You are here to serve. You are here to share your gift. And if you don't share it, people are missing out. I'm missing out on your content. Anyone else watching this who is interested in your content is missing out. And you could help them. You could help them when they're in their worst moment, right? And help them see things in a new way, because like you, maybe there's people in their life that is not supportive of them and not helping them. And another thing I want to say about the people that are unsupportive is that people like that just love drama. So I learned at a very young age not to care about what people think about me, because I remember in high school, one week I was the topic of conversation, right? The next week it was some other girl or some other person did this. The drama train kept coming. It's like I remember this old lady once told me when I was little, men are like streetcars, another one's gonna come by, don't worry. So it's kind of like that, like the drama train is always gonna come by. Whether you decide to get on it or not is up to you. I don't get on the drama train. I don't care about the drama train. It wastes my time. I'm not interested in wasting my time anymore in life. I'm worried about what I want to do and how I can help people and how I can make the world a better place from my perspective and be a better person. My point is that the drama is always going to be there. It's always going to be in that person's world, but you have the choice to separate yourself from that. And by separating yourself from that drama and not caring about it, just putting your hand up and being like, I don't care, you will become more energized, because you will be allowing, by saying no to that, you're allowing all the yeses in life. You're allowing all the positivity in life to come into your world instead. So that would be my 2 cents. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the people that put you down, because there are a lot of people in the world that are excited to see your face on YouTube. Like, for example, I've only done this a week, and I've had so much love pouring into my channel through the comments. And I have talked to so many people around the world that are supportive of this channel and my purpose, right? You could have that too if you jumped on YouTube. You could have all these people thanking you, saying, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate you. You might not be getting that at home. You may not be getting that from your friends and your family, but you will get it here. I promise you that. I've gotten so much positive feedback on my channel in 1 week, and it has lifted my spirits so much to continue going. So I definitely recommend, again, thinking about that person that you could be helping and talk to them. When you go to record your YouTube videos, talk to that person. Imagine they are on the other side of your screen. They are on the other side of your camera lens, and speak directly to them. And if you can't speak directly to them, if you don't have that person in mind, speak to yourself 3 years ago. Maybe you overcame a divorce, right? And you're in a much better place now. Speak to that person you were those 3 years ago, right when the divorce was happening, or right before the divorce happened, or whatever it was. Speak to that person and give that person advice. Give your previous version of you advice, and do that through YouTube, do that through your camera. And I think when you speak to either the person you want to help or your previous version of yourself, you will glow. Because you care. It would be coming from your heart and your soul. And I think that when you show up on YouTube and you give your heart and soul to it, you will succeed. And all those naysayers will wash away. They will fade into the darkness. They will fade into the background, and they won't matter, because all the people that you're helping and that want to see your content will be rising up, will be supporting you, will be lifting you up, and it will feel amazing. And even though it'll be scary as heck to post your first video, and I'm sure your first couple of videos, I'm sorry, they're not going to be good. Mine were not good. There's plenty of videos that I'm going to mess up, but people see past those mistakes when they see your heart, right? When they can see your passion through the screen, they won't even worry about the sound quality, the lighting quality, or any of that. If you are giving them something that they need, you are fulfilling their need, you are solving one of their problems or giving them ideas on how to do that, you're golden. You're golden in their eyes. You're like a savior. You're something they need. And they will appreciate that with their heart, because you are showing your heart. Okay. Now, I want to give you some ideas on how to get to that point. Because I can say a lot of things and say live your life, don't care about what other people think, but it's actually a retraining of your mind that has to happen, because we are trained, like I said, from day one, what's good and bad in other people's opinions. But now as an adult, we get to decide what is good or bad, what is right or wrong for us. So we don't have to worry about not getting dinner that day, or not being fed, or getting beaten, or whatever it was from your childhood that stopped you from doing what you want to do. As an adult, you get to do what you want to do and face the consequences or face the joy of that event. In order to do that, I would recommend, number one, you start to really analyze everything you do. And you really think about, do I enjoy this? I think that's a starting point, because you really want to reconnect back with who you are and what you love, and rediscover yourself without the approval of others, without the opinions of others. We want to remove the opinions of others, take off all that conditioning and find who you are underneath all of that. So that's why I say start with everyday tasks. Go through your day and when you make breakfast, ask yourself, do I even like this breakfast? I was raised eating this breakfast, but I don't even like this breakfast. What would I rather have for breakfast? When you get dressed, do I like these clothes? Look at your wardrobe. Do you like your wardrobe? Do you feel good in it? There's lots of clothes that I've had in the past that I would wear and they were so uncomfortable, but it was in fashion, so I wore them. But now I would never do that. I don't even wear makeup on these YouTube videos, right? I'm not a makeup person. I don't like makeup. I don't like it on my face. I feel like it gives me rashes. I just don't like it. So ask yourself, what do I like? What do I not like? And as you do that, you'll start to build a connection with yourself, because you're paying attention to yourself. You're paying attention to what you want, what you need. Ask yourself, do you like your career? Do you like the topic you want to do on YouTube? And do you like your friends even? Like I mentioned earlier, if you're around, this is a really good thing to do, actually. If you go and visit a friend or go and hang out, I want you to pay attention to how you feel in that moment, and also pay attention to how you feel after that moment, and compare it to how you felt before you met them. So let's say you were in a really good mood that day, you couldn't wait to meet up with your friends, and while you're with your friends, you're starting to feel a little bit low, you're starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then afterwards, you feel like going to sleep, or you feel really down. That is not a good sign, right? You want to be around people that uplift you. So pay attention to all your interactions with people. Are you enjoying them? Are they positive? Are they encouraging? Because here's the thing, everyone deserves love. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be appreciated for who you are. And if what you're doing is disappointing people, I'm sorry, they're not worth your time. Of course, if there's someone you really respect and you value their opinion, and maybe you are doing something that's hurting yourself, that you could pay attention to. But for the majority of the comments that people make about you, if they're not positive, or if you don't feel good after being around them, I would really consider spending less time with that person or those people and finding a new crowd of people. And if you don't have a crowd of people like that where you are, then I would think YouTube is actually a great place to meet all those other people that will support you. That's what I would say. I would say start with talking into your camera to the person you want to help or to yourself 2 years ago and sincerely try to help, and then watch that video back and witness your strength. Witness your courage. Witness how incredible and unique you are. And if you don't believe it, post the video and people will tell you how great you are. So I hope this helps and encourages you. I cannot wait to see you on YouTube. I cannot wait to see your channel. And once you're up, send me the link, comment and say, I did it, I posted a video. I will go there in a heartbeat. I will watch the entire video and I will heart it and like it and comment and do everything I can to help promote you, because it takes a rock star, a brave soul to get on here and do this. And I would like to commend you on that. And one last thing I want to say is you can post and not tell your friends or your family. You can just post on YouTube, which is, 2.7 billion monthly users every month. Your friends and family don't need to find your video. They don't need to know what you're doing. I didn't post to my Facebook when I posted my video about 45 and broke, right? I didn't want my friends and family to really know that, but I wanted the rest of the world to know. No, but I wanted people I could help know. You don't have to advertise what you're doing to people that you think are not going to be supportive. Keep it to yourself. Wait till you blow up on YouTube and then go on Facebook and make a post about how you're now a famous YouTuber or something. They don't need to know your journey right now if they're not supportive of it. So you do you. And you can do it without them even knowing, I promise. I would just say, get out there. Be messy, be sloppy, be whatever you need to be to post that first video, but just post it. And once you post it, like I said, I will be there to comment and say you are doing awesome. Hope this helps. I really care. I really want everyone to share their voice. I really want this world to be at a better place. And I think that when we go out on a limb, when we take a chance, when we take a risk, we encourage others to do the same. And that will make the world a better place, because when we encourage people to take a risk and be authentic, then they're authentic, then the next person can be authentic, then the need to be fake and hide who you are disappears. And that would be a wonderful world to live in. So you can look bigger picture where you're helping the world, or you could look smaller picture where you're helping the single mother, or whatever it is you're focusing on. So good luck, and I can't wait to see your channel.